In this video, we'll go over all you need to know when it comes to buying an Oculus Quest 2. Hello and welcome back to the VRCauldron, the channel that aims to bring you helpful and entertaining Quest and VR content. If that sounds good, then hit that subscribe button to join the fab community. You can leave whenever you want. And well done to Brett Fairborn, who got all the clips from the last video. Sean, you were so close, but very noble not to use Google to remember the series that was called I'm Alan Partridge. So, welcome to video 69. So more and more I'm hearing non-VR folk talk about the Quest 2 as a possible Christmas present. It appears that for the very first time, VR is really piercing into the mainstream, which is absolutely fantastic. I've also seen a lot of posts from potential buyers asking for help with various aspects when it comes to buying a Quest, whether it be where to get it from, which version to buy, which games, accessories to get, and many other things. So, since it's a month till Christmas, I thought I'd better try to help you navigate the minefield. So let's take a look at everything you need to know when it comes to buying a Quest 2. Now, I am bound to miss something, but luckily a lot of helpful people will be hanging around in the comments section, so feel free to ask. And if I don't get around to helping, I will, then someone else definitely will. I'm not going to get too advanced in this video, but if you're new to the channel, feel free to take a look at the other videos. I've got loads all about the Quest 2 and more will come. Also, I don't usually do this, but for this video, I'll add chapters so you can skip any sections that you don't feel you need to know about. So, in we go. So what is it? Let's talk about what the Quest 2 actually is. It's a standalone virtual reality, or VR for short, headset, which means you strap it onto your face and your eyes look through lenses which are in front of an LCD screen. What this does is make the image on the screen look like a real life environment, and because cameras on the outside of the Quest are constantly tracking the area around you, you can actually walk around in real life and you'll be walking around in virtual reality too. Now, you don't have to walk around though, as you can also move around in VR by using the controllers that come with the headset. In essence, the Quest 2 is a console, just like an Xbox, a PlayStation, or a Nintendo Switch, only all the programs and games are in virtual reality, so rather than seeing games play out in front of you on a TV screen, you actually feel like you're inside the game. So this means you can watch movies on a giant cinema screen. If you're driving, you'll feel like you're actually in a car. If you're playing a first-person shooter, you'll actually have to raise the gun and it will feel like you're really having to shoot someone. Just remember, and this is really important, if you die in the game... Okay, you don't die in real life, don't worry about that. So, why the Quest 2? So, if you're interested in virtual reality, then why buy a Quest 2? Well, basically, because it's the cheapest way to get into quality VR, and it's also a very good way to get into VR in the first place. Earlier, I mentioned that it's a standalone VR headset. This means that you do not need a computer to plug it into. It works totally on its own, so you also don't need to strap a phone to it like those other terrible ones. If you have a family member that wants a VR headset, do not buy one that works with a phone. They are bad and will put them off VR forever. Currently, there are no other standalone competitors to the Quest 2 in the West. HTC have a device, but it's only available in Japan and maybe a few other nearby countries. All the other VR options require a powerful gaming PC, which can cost about £1,000. One alternative to a Quest 2 would be a second-hand Quest 1. Only get this though if you can find it for a lot less than the price of a Quest 2. So what else do you actually need in order to play with and use your Quest 2 once you take it out of the box? Well, one thing that you definitely need is a Facebook account, and this is one of the reasons some people have been put off of buying one. If you're okay with having a Facebook account though, then you're good to go. You'll also need a smartphone, which you need to download the Oculus app to. This is what lets you set up your Quest. You can buy games from the app or you can buy them from inside the headset. Once the Quest is set up, then you rarely need to use the phone. So if you're going to use your phone and set it up for your kids, then you can be happy in the knowledge that they won't really need your phone once that's done. Whoever uses the device will have their own username in VR. This can remain totally separate from your Facebook profile, so people don't have to know what you or your kids are doing in VR and what your VR username is. Or you can share it, it's totally up to you. You'll also want a Wi-Fi connection in order to download games onto the device and to play multiplayer games. You don't need amazing Wi-Fi to download and play single player games, but if you're playing multiplayer online games, then a good Wi-Fi connection will help a lot. So you might have noticed that the Quest 2 sells at two price points, $299 and $399 or something else depending on where you're from. The only difference between the two is that the cheaper version comes with 64 gigabytes of internal storage and the more expensive version comes with 256 gigabytes. You can totally get by just having the 64 gigabyte version. Some newer games are quite large though, so if you want a lot of games installed on the headset, then you might want to consider getting the 256 version. Otherwise, you may have to install some games every now and then. I personally have the 64 gig version and I do have plenty of games installed and I haven't had to install anything just yet. So 64 gig will be fine, but if you can afford it and you want it, get the 256 gig one. So where do you get the Quest 2 from? Well, I bought mine direct from Oculus. They're fine, but you do have to brave the delivery lottery that we call Yodel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazon is great too, especially if you have Prime, and if you're in the UK, a friend of mine managed to get it from John Lewis and found a voucher online to get about £20 to £30 off. But it doesn't really matter where you get it from, just choose somewhere that you trust and make sure they have an easy return policy just in case anything goes wrong. So now let's talk accessories. So like I said at the start, you don't really need any accessories. You can play absolutely fine without them. Also, remember, if you're buying for someone else, people do enjoy being able to choose their own accessories, so you could just give them the money. However, if you really want to get some, then the really important accessories for me are a case, lens protectors, the Quest 2 fit pack, something to cover the facial interface, and a replacement strap. So let's take a look at those one by one. There are links to most of these items below, but if you can't find something, then do ask in the comments and I'll point you in the right direction. I've also made dedicated videos for many of the things I'm about to mention, so check out the links below for that, or just check out my accessories playlist. So a case is self-explanatory. You put your Quest in it and it gets protected. I personally use this cheap case from Amazon. It's perfect for the Quest 2 so long as you haven't replaced the strap. Unfortunately, it is too small for any of the replacement straps, but it's sturdy and cheap and comes with a bag for accessories. Unfortunately, I haven't tested any other cases yet, but I do know that the official Oculus case will hold the Quest with an Elite strap, but more on straps later. The best advice I could give about cases right now is to type Oculus Quest 2 case on Amazon and read all the reviews. I use two types of lens protectors. The first type are these foam protectors that cover your lenses when the Quest is not being used. They just give me peace of mind knowing that I can carry the Quest around in the case and nothing's going to fall onto the lenses and scratch them. Also, if the sun ever shines on your lenses, it can do irreparable damage to the screen. So having some lens protectors will stop the sun from doing that if you ever leave the Quest out near a window, which you probably shouldn't do anyway. The other type of lens protectors are for people that wear glasses, or if you were to share your headset with someone who wears glasses. If the glasses touch the lenses, then you could end up with a nasty scratch, which is going to ruin your playing experience. These lens protectors attach to the Oculus Quest 2 lens cups and protrude further than the lenses themselves, so glasses can no longer touch them. They are quite expensive for what they are, i.e. bits of plastic and rubber, but for me they're massively important, especially if someone else scratched your lenses, because that would just be awkward. The fit pack is all about the fit of your Quest 2, and you might not need it at all. It consists of two replacement facial interfaces, which are the foam things that stick to the inside of the Quest to make it feel comfortable on your face. There is a larger one and a smaller one. I personally found that I needed the larger one as my glasses were too wide for the interface that comes with the Quest. I've also heard some people with very small heads that found the stock interface too big and found the smaller interface more comfortable. The fit pack actually comes with both, remember, so you don't have to choose which one to buy. The fit pack also comes with light blockers which attach to the lens cup and help stop light coming through the hole by the nose. I personally don't use them, but they can make a difference. They can also act as lens protectors as they stick out and will keep glasses away from the lenses. Now, if you're going to be using the Quest 2 for exercise or playing any active games, then you might end up sweating. If you do that onto the facial interface, then it's going to get pretty stinky pretty quickly. One way to avoid this is to use a silicone or cloth cover so you sweat on that instead. VRCauldron sell a range of these and I reviewed a couple a few videos ago. They're definitely worth getting, but stock has been pretty low. I've seen a cloth cover on Amazon now as well as silicone covers, but delivery can take a while, so order one as soon as you can if you think you'll need it. I personally couldn't do without one. And finally, something for comfort, a replacement strap. The Quest 2 strap is very basic, and whilst I don't think it's as bad as some people say, it's definitely not great. It's fully elasticated, so to get the Quest 2 nice and secure and not moving around, you do have to pull the strap pretty tight, which can cause it to really hurt your face. I found a way to wear it comfortably, which has helped a lot of people, but still not everyone. The strap is probably another accessory I would recommend that you don't get right away, but maybe wait to see if it's needed. However, some straps can take a while to arrive, so you might want to order it and then return it later if you don't need it. The main strap option is the official Elite strap for $50. I find it to be extremely comfortable, and the one that I had was very sturdy. Oculus had some quality control issues with some of these, and they have been unavailable for quite some time. However, they seem to be filtering back into stock now, so providing the issues have been sorted, I do really recommend these straps. They also come in the form of the Elite battery strap, which is the same strap but with a battery on the back which doubles battery life. Sadly, this only comes in a pack that includes the carry case. That's fine if you want the case too, but if you don't, then at $130 it is quite expensive. There is also a cheaper option that I tested recently. It can cost anywhere from $25 to $40. The materials feel cheaper, but it's pretty much as comfortable as the Elite strap and feels very sturdy. It can take a long time to arrive though, so get it as soon as you can if you want it for Christmas. If it's expensive or out of stock on Amazon, search Quest 2 strap on eBay and it will pop up there too. Other strap options include a Halo strap, which should be arriving for a test very soon, and also the Deluxe audio strap, which was meant for a different VR headset. This one comes with headphones, but you'll need adapters if you want it to fit the Quest 2. These can be bought from eBay for about $10 or 3D printed. I'm hoping to order this pretty soon, but it is quite expensive, so I wouldn't advise you get this until after owning the Quest and deciding that it's something that you really need. Some optional extras that you might not need straight away would be an external battery and some headphones. The battery life of the Quest 2 is about 2 hours, so if you want to play for longer, you might want to invest in either the Elite battery strap, which I mentioned earlier, or a power bank, which you could Velcro tie to the back of the Quest strap, or connect using the supplied USB cable and then run it down your top and into your pocket. Anker make really good power banks, and there's a lot of options on Amazon. I'm hoping to test a load of these in the near future. The sound on the Quest 2 is okay, but not amazing. If you want truly immersive sound, then you can plug a pair of your favourite headphones or earphones. Just watch out for the wire when you're swinging your arms around. Sadly, Bluetooth headphones don't work too well at the moment due to the delay, so you'll want to use headphones that plug in. There are some dedicated headphones on Amazon, just don't get the ones on screen right now as they're not very good. Personally, I'd use the Quest without headphones first and see how you get on with it. You can use any headphones you currently own though, providing they have a normal 3.5mm audio jack. Now, moving on to the games, and there are so many great games you can get for the Quest right now. I've made a video dedicated to which games that you should play first. The link to that video is in the description. The Quest 2 comes with some demos for you to try, including the big two, Beat Saber and Super Hot, which are both a lot of fun. Games really depend on what you like to play though, so if you like military shooters, then Onward is great. Population 1 is a great battle royale, or you can get your Star Wars fix with Vader Immortal or the newly released Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. Games don't come on discs or cartridges like they used to, they download directly onto the headset. This means that when the Quest arrives, you don't have to worry about waiting for games to arrive in the post. So you could just browse the online store and buy and download any games that you think look good right then and there.
I know Kung Fu.
So finally, if you do have a gaming PC, you might have heard that you can actually plug the Quest 2 into the PC to access a whole different library of games such as Half-Life Alyx, which are designed to run on a PC-powered headset. These types of games are often graphically much superior than what's available on the Quest due to the vastly increased processing power of the PC. To be able to do that, you'll either need a link cable. Search Quest link cable on Amazon and you'll be able to see what the best options are near you. Oculus sell their own fibre optic cable for about £90, but you can get those USB 3 cables from Amazon a lot cheaper, and currently they offer the same performance. Currently, new Quest 2 buyers on using a link cable will get themselves a free copy of a great game called Asgard's Wrath. This offer closes in January 2021, so if you're watching this on Dave, then you probably won't be able to get it. The other option is to stream the PC VR wirelessly to your headset using a program called Virtual Desktop. This is the method I personally use, as I hate wires now. And if you want to know more about that, click the video link below about installing SideQuest and using Virtual Desktop. And finally, to finish off, A few reasons a Quest 2 might not be for you. I've already mentioned Facebook, and if you can't stand the thought of having a Facebook account, then avoid the Quest 2. But sadly, there's no alternatives when it comes to standalone VR without a Facebook account. If you still wanted to get into VR but without Facebook, then you'd have to buy a PC-based headset. The other reason you might not be able to use a Quest 2 is your IPD, or interpupillary distance, basically the distance between your pupils. The Quest 2 has got 3 settings: 58mm, 63mm and 68mm. If yours is close to any of those numbers, then you should be absolutely fine. Now, you can measure your own by simply getting a ruler and measuring the distance, although that method is probably easier for someone else to do for you. There are IPD measuring phone apps too, though I've personally never used one. If your IPD is way below 58 or above 68, then you might struggle with eye strain or blurry images. Something else you might struggle with is motion sickness, which is when you're moving around in VR but not in real life, which confuses the brain and makes you feel ill. This is something that a lot of people get and can put people right off VR. However, there are ways to combat it, and it does get better the more you play, so persevere and you will get your VR legs. In fact, in my next video, I'll be helping my mate Stu get over motion sickness, so if you want some tips on that, be sure to come back. And that about concludes our Quest 2 buyer's guide. So if you found this video helpful, then don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and if you want to stick around for the VR information and entertainment, then don't forget to subscribe. If you've got any questions at all, please do ask in the comments, because definitely probably missed something. So, I've been Al, thanks for watching the VR Cauldron. I hope very much that you enjoy your journey into the world of virtual reality. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you next time. See ya! When I'm upside down, I can't see heaven. Am I under your protection spell? Just don't hang up the phone. They wanna send me straight to